Hi guys, Ghost Raven here. Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines 2. Hope everybody's doing well today. So we have done a little bit of tweaking to the city. We have access to the North American high density business now. So I've painted in a couple of high business areas here and over here. And what I've done is I have reduced the tax rate for commercial back down to 10%. And what that'll do is that'll encourage commercial growth in the city. And once we get that commercial growth, we'll be able to take care of some of the problems that are happening in the city. So on the surface level, everything seems to be running okay. Besides for a few health icons, that is one of the issues we will have to combat. But you can see, so we're in the profit, we're making good money every month. We've got a little bit of money in our kitty, and we've got a nice population sitting here. But we do have problems in the city. So we have a very high unemployment rate, and that's not really good because an unemployment rate, as you know, people don't have jobs, they can't make money, they can't pay their rent, there's a chance of them to become homeless or cause crime in the city. So, and we've only got a very small police station, so we can't handle some sudden crime spikes in the city or anything like that. So when the commercial starts coming in, that'll provide more jobs for those people, and then we'll hopefully bring the unemployment rate down a little bit. I have painted in a few more of the low residential, and I have painted in a few more high residential on the side. So I want to just bring in a little bit of detailing, just do my little trick with my trees. So I'm going to use the line tool and make sure it's on the right age, and I'm just going to drag a line in. There we go. The same on the other side. Just add a little bit of greenery to the city. Okay, and one of the other problems we have in the city at the moment is our education. We do have 3 elementary schools and 1 high school and 1 college. And as you can see, we are having some problems. So our elementary is kind of not keeping up. Our high school's definitely, it's like the lowest it can be. Our college is the lowest it can be. Our university is the lowest it can be. If you look at our healthcare, our average health is gone into the orange now, which is not good. Our crematorium availability has gone into orange, is also not good. So we do have some underlying problems in the city. So that's why I have dropped the commercial rates so that we can bring in some high density and encourage more businesses to come into the city. And then what we can do is we can earn more taxes from that. So it's going to take a little while for them to understand that there's opportunities and availability here. So I went to just paint in a few more low residential. I don't like this. Sorry, I'm just going to change this quickly. Okay, so let's just go back to where we were. We're going to paint in some low residential. So I overshot there a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw it in there like that. Okay, also our recycling is also going to start becoming a problem. We're starting to reach, you can see our garbage processing status is definitely dropping. It's still kind of okay for now, so we don't have to worry about that urgently. But so the health, I think we're definitely going to have to worry about urgently. So once I've drawn and done these houses, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in another mini clinic on this side of the city. Okay, so let's just, sorry, I just want to draw these in. New signature building, a Rockstar mansion, now available to us. I think we'll use that out by a little residential area that we're going to put by the water with beach houses and things like that. Okay, so I'm going to spend 60,000 and I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to drop it in here. As you can see from the coverage, it was red. When I dropped it down, it's now green. So if I go back, I can show you. So you can see it's all green now. So that should be more than enough health. You can see immediately ambulances are going out and going to go and tend to people. Okay, cool. So 14,000 a month. I don't think our commercial buildings have started growing yet. No. Not so keen. I don't know why they're not so keen to come and join us. Okay, so the Mediclinic is taking care of that problem. Our crematorium is not doing well either. This will increase. You'll see that the health availability will increase as that goes along. Okay, we see that that's okay. All right, so before we bring any more people into the city, I want to start talking about mass transit. So I want people to be able to get around the city pretty easily. And the two ways that I want to do that is via tram. And then at a later stage, when we need more capacity, we'll go to subways, and then we'll be able to transfer a lot more people with subways. That's the highest capacity form of transport in the game at the moment from a city and transporting them around a city perspective. So I do want to look at putting in a bus station, and I also want to putting in a taxi rank, but we don't have enough money in our kitty for that, so we want to wait for these commercials to kick in. I don't know why it's not kicking in, so I'm going to try and encourage them. So I'm going to drop it down to 8%. And when they do come in, they're just going to come in pretty quickly. So we've got no commercial demand at all at the moment, so it's not great. Okay, so let's just paint in for future. We're going to get good taxes from those buildings. Also provide a lot more jobs, which will help us from an unemployment perspective. It'll bring our unemployment down. And we're almost sitting on 47% unemployment, which is not great. Okay, so also need our technical university is going to go here. Our university is going to go here. I want to put in a hospital. I want to put in a decent post office. I want to put in a decent fire station and a decent police station. So that's what this area is going to be for. And this is going to be for our town hall. Okay, so just have a look what we're going to have to spend in order to bring the bus in. So just the bus depot alone is 150. And then we want to bring in probably a big bus station, which is another 200. So that's 350. So we don't even have anywhere close to that. Okay, so we can extend our, at 300,000, we can extend our college, which will help with our demand, because at the moment we're doing miserably, less than almost a third less of the capacity than what we need. So that's really not great. Okay, there we go. There's some of our first high density commercial buildings coming in. You can see this is going to help our tax rate dramatically. So we've got 6.9 at the moment per hour. There we go. It's going to start jumping, you'll see. At 8%, it's not it's not great, but it encourages to come as a city. So at least we're going to get some growth, and then with that we'll have some more money. So that's going to go down well for us. See, this poor Mediclinic was at capacity. When we put the other one on the other side, it's obviously relieved some of the capacity on this one. And our crematorium is not doing well either. Okay, so we're back up to 10,000 a month. Some more buildings are coming in. I don't know why it was a little bit less there, but obviously it was. Okay, so trying to bring up a little bit of money. Want it to be a little bit more demand for commercial. No, so I think we'll be waiting for this to kick in, because this seems to be taking a little bit of a while. I want to maybe start looking at building our low residential out that side. I just want this building to come in, and then I can paint all of these additional squares in, and then we can, there we go. Okay, so that's immediately helping us increase, because we really want to build a bit of a kitty. So I want to use the space now that we don't have any more pollution in our water. So I'm going to just take a single 2-lane road. I'm going to use the continuous tool, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just draw in a little bit of neighborhoods following the curvature of the land. Okay, maybe let's just go back a little bit. We are going to need space for our water. So maybe we should just bring it out from this side. There we go. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some alleys in. And what that allows us to do is zone in more land, you see. We don't want too many people like driving up there and causing problems. So we will have a few crossroads, I think. So maybe let's put in a road that sort of sweeps in like that. So we can bring in a little bit more traffic off the main road. We can have commercial zoning up at the top of the road, and we can have our school and hospital and all the things we need. Not a hospital, but we'll probably put in a little mini clinic for the neighborhood. And then we can draw in maybe just a few more like that. So then we're making use of as much of the space as possible. Okay, there's quite interesting little zoning areas. Okay, and I'm going to bring the pathway in. I'm going to do the same thing with the pathway, but I'm going to run the pathway along the beachfront, and then maybe through the neighborhoods as well. Maybe just split up these areas a little bit more. So we're going to have a pathway going all the way through, basically splitting. So the whole area will be walkable, basically. Didn't like that at all. Okay, maybe just... I don't know why it's not letting me cross the roads. And then maybe what we can do is we can just have like some of the pathways just also following the beachfront, so people can walk along the beachfront and enjoy the scenery and the views. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, and just join this up with some of the other pathways that are here. Okay, and then maybe this one here as well. It's not really liking me crossing these roads. That's fine, we'll just do it ourselves. Cool. Okay, so we've got like a walkable path along the beachfront. And we're going to make this a beach area. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove all the fauna and flora from here. So I'm going to choose multi-selection, take off snapping, turn the brush strength up to 100%, and then sort out the brush size. We'll set it up to maybe like 400, I think. And I'm just going to right click, just make sure we don't remove any of our forestry area from there. Just going to remove all the current fauna and flora from the area. Okay, so how are we doing? We've got 17,000 coming in a month, and we've got a lot of demand for, so let's bring in some more.
Naughty Nan down with a plan.
So we'll go back to working on that area now shortly.
Fingers can. Don't touch that dial.
Go. Just want to take care of some of that demand. We really need to bring in a bus station so we can ferry in more people and reduce the traffic coming in and out of the city, and maybe extend the highway out this way and join up with the highway over on that side. You can see there's the highway over there, just to allow more avenues into the city to reduce congestion coming in here. Okay, so let's have a look. So we're up to 29 a month. That's pretty good, guys. Let's just see. Sorry, I'm going to go back and then just see if I can fill in these last ones. And as soon as that happens, I will pump the tax rate back up to 13%. Okay, what are we sitting on? So offices, when we get to the high density offices, then I'll reduce the tax rate because I want to bring in some high density offices. And that's available to us. So let's just bring that up to 10% at least. We're making 96k a month, which is fantastic. So let's reduce the residential tax rate by 1 just to appease them. And maybe just pump this up to 13. Just for now. Just to help us bring in a little bit more money a little bit quicker. And we can start concentrating on this area. So, okay, we're going to need a couple of things. So we're going to need obviously a little bit of commercial buildings so that we can have shops nearby. And we also want to, we still got some bushes and trees here. Just take care of all of that, remove it out of the way. Okay, so let's just think about it. So we want to probably have an elementary school here. So we're going to probably have a small elementary school. We're going to have that on the main road. No, maybe we'll run a bus route or something through. Okay, so for what we're going to need, probably like a little clinic, like a little commercial zone, basically. Okay, so we'll have a little clinic. We will have a small post office. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the small post office from here and bring this out to this area. Okay, and then I'm just going to let's just turn the roads back on. Okay, so running a road back here and maybe a small little fire station so that we have fire coverage, and maybe a small little police station so we've got police coverage. That's perfect. Okay, and then maybe just a few small offices. And what we're going to do is I want to bring in some parks. So we can maybe bring in one of those. It's going to split the area down way too much. Okay, so let's maybe bring in smaller playgrounds. Then we can just place a few. There's a playground there, playground there, playground there, playground there, playground there. Okay, so that should be enough for playgrounds. That's what we're going to do is we're going to use the North American like waterfront housing. And we'll just start painting in some houses. however they form, that's how they're going to form. I'm just going to start along the beachfront first. Maybe that would have been better if we allowed it to... Here we go. Okay, I'm going to do the same all the way along the road, I think. I'll keep the main road clear for any commercial buildings or any other service buildings we may need. Just start filling out the neighborhoods. Okay, that's fine. Let's just let it carry on. It's pretty nice, actually. Okay, so we got it coming in. It's growing nicely. Maybe we should turn this into small little alleyways as well, and then we can maybe come across the beachfront. We've got a lot of area to expand. We've got a lot of low residential demand as well. That was small, I think. Yeah. Okay. Just got to be careful of that. I've just paused the simulation for the moment so I can paint in, and if I do make some mistakes, I can just correct them. So like, yeah, I want to... no. Don't do that. I don't know why it's making such a small little house. It's got so much space and it makes such a teeny tiny little house. Okay, anyway, it doesn't really matter. We can push some houses out on the other side of the road as well. Traffic jam. I think it's confused. Okay. So we're doing quite well on Kashish. We've got 1.4, we need 1.88 for our hospital, but we are bringing in quite a lot of money, 190,000 a month, just from doing the commercial and putting in the higher version of it. Okay, and you can see why I want to stop bringing in public transport, because we just got chaotic traffic coming in and out of the city. A little bit ridiculous. Okay, so I'm going to slow the speed. Let's just keep the speed up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a bus station. This maybe, I'm just going to put it here for now. We can always move it and add more features and stuff to it later. I'm going to upgrade it so we do have the ability to have electric buses. And I know from past experience we are going to need additional capacity straight away, so I'm going to just add that. Okay, so that is the depot. So that's where the buses come from, and that's where the buses get maintained. And then on this side, what I want to do is I would like to bring in the bus station on this side of the road. So I'm going to remove parking, or the ability of people to be able to park. I'm just going to put beautiful grass on the side of the road. Okay, and then we're going to be looking at the big bus station. And we kind of want to do it in the center of where we are. So we kind of want to do it over there, I think. So it's perfectly on the back of the highway. Okay, no, it's just complaining because I'm just going to pause, and it's complaining because it doesn't know which direction it's supposed to be in. There we go. I don't know why it's completely broken. I think because I haven't finished this off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and I'm straight away going to put grass on, so there's going to be no possibility of any cars parking, because that just sucks. Okay, we don't need to improve capacity or anything at the moment. We don't need to allow the ability for the electric bus stations to recharge. It's 35,000 we don't need to spend at the moment. But what we are going to need to do is we are going to need to put in our first 2 routes or bus lines. Okay, so I'm going to select the first terminal, very first one. I'm going to select the outside connection road. I'm going to come back, select that terminal again, and I'm going to do the same thing for the second one. I'm going to go out to the other side, and then I'm going to select that terminal, and then I can go into the bus transport overview, and I can go onto the bus line 1, and I'm going to say, okay, I want it to be an electric bus. I don't want there to be a ticket price. I'd like the color to be a little bit more blue, so I can tell the difference between the two. Or maybe we should even make this one. So this is the second one now. I'm going to reduce the ticket price to none, so we can encourage people to use public transport. Make the line green, and there we have our first 2 bus lines. So that I'm going to kick into action, put the simulation back onto full speed, and you'll see that our 2 different color buses for the different bus lines will be coming out. You can see we've got massive traffic problems over here. People trying to leave the city. We've got a fire. Okay, so that's basically the sum of the bus stations. We've got the 2 bus routes in, and then we want pedestrians to be able to easily walk from one side to the other, or be able to get to the city. So what I'm going to do is, I'm using the wrong tool, so I'm going to go to the pavement tool, and I'm going to draw across the road so it actually puts in a pedestrian crossing. Okay, and then 2 away, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to drag it all the way across until it actually makes a pedestrian crossing. I'm going to do the same thing over here. I will remove those pedestrian crossings shortly. Okay, on the other side of the road, I'm going to do the same thing. If you don't allow it to create the pedestrian crossing, what it does is it doesn't actually create a route for them to be able to use the path or to be able to cross the road. So you can remove it later, as I'll show you. I'm going to remove it now. So I can just remove it by right-clicking and removing the sidewalks.
Well, what up, kid?
Okay, and we're going to want to bring this across the road. So I'm going to go up over the highway. So just make sure we're in the right place. Okay, and then I'm going to go back down and do the same thing. Okay, so we just draw it across like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing over here. So we're going to increase the height. Just go over the highway. And then what we'll do is we'll bring it from here and we'll bring it up. I'll take it from here and we'll bring it down. And then we're going to use the road tool and we'll just remove the pedestrian crossing, and that removes the intersections on that side of the road. And they just have to work a little bit further, and there's an intersection right there. It just allows people to be able to walk directly from there straight to there. And maybe we can have a pathway. Maybe just coming off here, just to make it a little bit easier for them to get onto the bridge. Then I want to do a little bit of upgrading. See, people are already using the footpath. So keep them out of the rain and keep them out of the sun. And we've already got the bus station working beautifully. So these are the first guys, they're just coming in. So you can see they're starting the route. There's our city. And there are 17 people waiting at that station. And there's not many people using it at the moment because we don't have very many people in the city at the moment. Or a need for people to be able to move in, so they can't move in at the moment. Okay, so I want to just look at a taxi rank as well. Maybe we shouldn't outlay the cash at the moment because we want to be upgrading other things in the meantime. But we are making lots of money. So we've got no demand for commercial or office or anything like that. Our taxes are still quite high. So I mean, we're making a fair amount of money. I'm just going to keep it for now because I want to put in a hospital, and that's going to cost a lot of money, and a fire station, and that's going to also cost a lot of money. So let's just see how many vehicles we're using. So we're using the 25 out of the 35, which is not bad. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put in our taxi rank for now. Okay, and there are 3 upgrades. This garage extension. This upgrade is a garage extension. This is dispatch center. This allows people to call the taxi and the taxis to go out immediately. And this turns 40% or fourth of the fleet into electric vehicles. And I am going to do a little bit of upgrading, so there's a little bit more capacity. Okay, so now we have a taxi rank, or a taxi depot at least, and because we have upgraded it with the dispatch center, taxis can be sent off and dispatched immediately. Okay, so we have a bus station in place. We have lots of people leaving the city for some reason. Where they're going? They're going to school, so they're going to be educated outside of the city, which is not great. So we need to definitely improve our education. What's going on with our education? So I'm going to start doing that. So let's do the university or the college. Okay, and our high school capacity is absolutely shocking, so I'm going to put in a high school. My elementary school capacity is also shocking, so let me rather do the upgrades on the buildings. Okay, so that should help a little bit. That brings it in a little bit more closer to the green. It's not perfect yet, but at least that's going to solve some of the issues. Waiting for a hearse all the way over here. You're going to be waiting for a while, dude. I'm just going to paint in, I think, some of these. The real estate agent's house. He's going to have a mansion. Look at that. That's crazy. Okay, so... And we've also got the rock musician's mansions. We also want to have him out here. And he's going to have some neighbors. So maybe just leave a little space on that side for growth. Okay, that's taking care of all of our low residential demand. And we've got some nice houses in here. Let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look and see how nice this is. It's a real estate agent's house. He's obviously doing really well because these beachfront properties are selling like hotcakes. Okay, so it doesn't really look like beachfront at the moment. There's absolutely no trees, and I want to bring in some really expensive trees. So let's bring in some coconut palm trees. And I'm going to choose brush strength. I'm going to reduce that off, and I'm going to just decrease the size. Maybe we can bring in a pathway before we do this. Okay, so let's do that. So I can kind of like wrap around. No, okay, so I just want to maybe just go straight here. Just do something like that, and then what we can use, we can just do the curvature tool. I don't know why it's broken. Those houses, all that zoning, let's just fix that. Provide a little bit more commercial if they need it, I think. I don't know. They don't seem to need it at the moment. Okay. So let's start adding some trees to the area. I'm just going to right click and remove these because I really want to bring in the palm. There we go. So I paint it in nicely. Let our money build up in our kitty. try and get it in between all the places. And we're just upgraded again, so that's amazing. Okay, I'm definitely going to come in here and paint in a lot more trees. So at the moment it's quite sparse, especially in between all the buildings. Just add a little bit of life to the area. The longer you hover down in the same place, the more trees are put in, you can see. So it's adding a lot more density. The longer I hold it down, you can see it's nice and dense over there. Bring it all the way out to the water's edge. A few more trees by the pathways, a little bit more density. There we go. Okay, we don't have anything over here, so let's just add a little bit in here. Nice. Okay, so now if we go down, the neighborhood's going to have a little bit more character. There we go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, so how are we doing? We're doing 70,000 a month. And we are in the green across the board. So I want to start maybe thinking about bringing some offices in. Reduce the commercial tax rate as well. It's going to definitely eat into our bottom end a little bit, but that's fine. I mean, there's quite a lot of people coming back. You can see they're using the pedestrian pathways over the highway, which is fantastic. Okay, so we're getting close to putting in a hospital, and I want to build up a little bit of extra, so that we do put the hospital in and we have a little bit of extra overflow, so I can put in extra facilities and have a little bit of extra cash just in case. Can bring in a primary school, elementary school here. Keep spending the money I'm trying to save for the hospital. Okay, so that has helped a little bit. We're almost in the green. And I want to bring in some parks and greenery on this side of the city as well. So let's do that. And I'm going to put the other college in over here. This is going to be another small residential area. Okay, so only making 44,000. We've got no real demand for anything at the moment. Taxes back down to 10%, so it should encourage some growth. Some office growth as well. Still complaining about high taxes? Let's give them a bit of a tax break as well. Okay, that's much better. Cool. Building's on fire. Police fire station is right there. There he is going along. Gotta go and put out the fire. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Right. So we've got our bus routes going in. Let's see if it's getting any busier. So we've got 5% usage, is not great. We're not really bringing people into the city. You'll see when I start placing some more residential zones, it'll start bringing a lot more people into the city. Okay, we also need to be able to move people around the city, and in order to be able to do that, I want to bring in a metro. But I think I'm going to do that in the next, not a metro, sorry, a tram station. and run some tram lines through the city so people can get to the industrial area quickly, reduce the traffic going across these roads, and reduce the traffic of people coming into the city because they'll be able to come in via bus, and then they'll be able to get into the city and then travel around the city really quickly to where they need to get to via the tram. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe to our videos, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Cheers. Bye.